are you guys doing? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. My name is Rick. Today we are covering MagicCraft. Now, it's about time you clicked on this video. I have to say, I'm proud of you. Thanks for clicking on this video. You made the right call. So there's a lot of people that are going to miss out on this project. They're not going to click on this video. They're not going to click on any other video about MagicCraft. They're going to miss out. They're going to be very sorry when this project really takes off. So for those of you that did make its way towards this video, thank you so much. We're going to look at the price prediction. We're going to look at everything that this project has to offer, if you should get into it, how to get into it, the price prediction, white paper, etc. So if MagicCraft is something you're interested in, then you're at the right address. So let's get into this. All right, everybody, we're going to jump straight in. Before we do, however, thank you so much for joining me today. I really actually do appreciate that. So if you would mind quickly subscribing and liking, that always really does help the channel out. So thank you so much. And now let's get into the value. So MagicCraft, what is it? It is a very, very much anticipated upcoming crypto game. MagicCraft, for instance, in the Digits Club community is incredibly popular. People are talking about it all the time. In 2021, another review from the Digits was created and it was very bullish. Right now, we're going to take a look back at it to see how bullish we still are on the project. Now, looking at the website, we can get most of the information right away. It is a PvP war game. Level up with your friends, fight each other, earn real money through MCRT cryptocurrency in the game. When you die, you can drop real money and items, which makes the stakes more intense. The first real PvP Castle Siege play to earn game. Now, what we see here is a groundbreaking type of format, because we haven't really seen that competitive scene over on crypto gaming. It's not really there, right? We're seeing these crypto Clash of Clans, Candy Crush type of games, but we're not seeing actual, well, competitive tournament worthy games. Now, this gives me League of Legends vibes. And of course, League of Legends is one of the biggest games ever created, definitely in the competitive scene, and just the art style and especially the gameplay just feels so much like I'm watching League of Legends. And you know, I'll show you real quick over here. Like, if this does not scream League of Legends, then I don't know what does. Now, if you don't know what it is, quickly look it up. Right, from a perspective of an investor, it's actually important to know what game it kind of looks like. And this definitely, certainly mimics League of Legends a lot, which has its success, right? It's from Riot Games, very big studio. Now, usually any game following this format brings with it some form of success. Now, this is important because they're clearly following this format, right? So League of Legends, but also Smite, what else? Dota, I think Dota, yeah, Dota 3 or something. All of these games follow the same pattern, the same art style, and they're all incredibly successful. Now, with the hype surrounding MagicCraft, who's to say that they will not be able to do the exact same thing, but then with a play to earn element? So moving forward on the website, giving a little bit more of an overview of to what it actually is. So they have a game story. They have here the tokenomics, the list of partners, MCRT token chart. So they got all the information on their website. This is actually a new website. In our older review, they still had an older website. So yeah, this is basically the game. We'll get into the game in a little bit more detail when we review the white paper in a little bit. So if that's what you're interested in, stay tuned. For now, however, we're going to review the team and we're just going to continue to review the website overall. I have timestamps down below, so if you guys want to skip forward to the price prediction or the white paper, please feel free to do so. Absolutely 100%. Just completely do whatever you like. And we, however, are going to move forward with the team. So we see here the founder is James Crypto Guru. And then we see here Da Vinci Jeremy as a media advisor. We actually have a bunch of advisors. So they mixed the advisory team with the core team, which is an interesting decision. Usually, oh no, they do have categories, but they just have a category which says all, and that just puts the advisors with the team and everything in one. I believe it even puts the KOLs in there, which is just not interesting to me at least. Now, I know they do a lot with KOL marketing, so we will get into that in a little bit, right? They have some big KOLers that are going to probably push this, this project to the moon. But again, we'll get into that later. So the COO is Mateusz Gorgecki, and they are fully doxed. Now, why is this so important? You are not investing in the project, you're investing in the team, right? So that is why every single time the team is so incredibly important. So fully doxed, they have their fair share of experience, right? And this is a good team. I already did a pretty good overview. Now, why this is a good team? First and foremost, they're doxed. And that is so incredibly important. Like, a lot of people come to me and they ask, like, yeah, why is that important, right? People invest a lot of their money into non-doxed teams, and they're like, yo, it feels good, like I made profits, the project was fine. And yes, especially in a bull market, those things are not really much of an issue. But in a bear market, and especially with a GameFi projects, you want to know who the team is. Even just having a LinkedIn linked is already enough for me to be, okay, this is fine, there's a team, I'm okay. Okay, now here we have the partners. Now the partners are an incredibly important part of any project. Looking at MagicCraft, we can see that they partnered with Unity. Now this is probably just the studio they use to build and develop their game. We also see the Binance Smart Chain. That is the chain they are working on. Now, I'm happy for one to see that it's not Ethereum, so that we're not having those gas fees, all right? They do have a bunch of other companies listed here as well. Phantom Starter, which is a launch pad, I believe. So I assume that they are launching on Phantom Starter. They also have Tech Audit, Certic, the Cointelegraph, obviously one of the biggest crypto platforms for reading and articles and all that. So that's a very big company there. X Network Capital, I've never heard of that one in particular. Master Ventures, DCT Capital. So we have some big names. We also have some tier 2, tier 3 names. So it's a bit of a combination, which is fine though, right? We have our fair share of good, solid partners. And then we have a bunch of partners that are a bit less known. Overall, a good, healthy amount of partners, and definitely got our fair share of interesting names in there, which is important, right? This already does give enough of professionalism to the project on my end. I feel like this is good enough for me. Again, the more professional big tier 1 projects partnering up with you, the better. But then again, this project is still relatively new in the sense that, it's a game, so it requires more development than, for instance, a launchpad. So 1 year in launchpad life is well, let's just put it like this, very, 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 very much. And in a game, it is much less to just be alive for a year or so. So those are the partners. We see here that they are listed on Bitmart, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, PancakeSwap, Mex Global, and CoinBlock, which are also good, strong platforms. So that is really good. Now let's move over to the white paper. Before we do, however, we're going to look at the roadmap on the website. Now I assume here that, you know what, we're not going to go over to the white paper. There's actually more things to look at on the website itself. So they did an update to the website, putting much more information on the website itself. So we don't have to immediately go to the white paper, which is very nice, right? I really like this. So looking here, we can see the studios. We can see everything that is on here. The devoted studios, we see here Xbox, Green Park, Obsidian, Hidden Path, Rofio, and all that. So those are the studios that they work with, devoted studios. So I'm not sure, right? Are they going to list on Xbox? I'm not sure what they mean with that. Whimsy Studio. Okay, so these are some of the studios, right? Here we have the guilds. Let's see, the Fallen Guild characters, right? So in game, it's all about guilds, right? You play in guilds. And here they have some lore regarding that. So it's actually not very interesting unless you already know everything about the game, which you don't because we didn't read the white paper yet. So we're going to move back to that in a bit. Right, so starting with the white paper for just now, right? Let's take a look at this, see what we can find. So MagicCraft is a PvP castle siege game launched on the Binance Smart Chain with an advanced guild system, taxes, and economy. Players may team up with each other and build clans to fight other clans on the platform, right? So they really do grab some of the elements that have seemed to work in the past, right? The game looks like League of Legends, which is a very successful game. And then they implement the clan system, which has proven to work very well. Just look at Clash of Clans or other clan-based games, and they work well. So they did their research and they basically just grabbed all of the elements from traditional gaming that has worked well in the past, and they made one game with it. Now, what I like about this is that theoretically, if you just grab all of the elements that worked and you put it into one game, then that game should work really well, as long as the execution is done well. And but from the gameplay and the trailers thus far, the execution looks just fine by me. So that is why it is so interesting to look at this project and why it has so much potential. In the Magiccraft world, there are 7 powerful castles built by the Elders. These castles store magical energy within their walls, which is called magicas, the mysterious substance generated in millennial confrontations. Generated in millennial confrontations? What is that? Is able to endow the owner with incredible strength. That's why it's carefully guarded in a crystallized prize for many. What are these words? So I don't like it when white papers do this. They just use these big words to seem smart and like they know what they're talking. We're talking about a castle and a substance called magica, right? You don't have to use these words, right? It's not. We're talking about a game here, so keep the language simple. People need to understand, right? I review dozens of white papers every single day and have no idea what the hell you're talking about. So then there's something wrong. Okay, that's my personal advice. Emerge victorious among other clans and then collect taxes in our native cryptocurrency known as MCRT. So very competitive gameplay. Again, like I said before in this video, that's not really available in the market just yet, right? We're seeing you drop tokens when you die, you collect tokens when you win, right? Emerge victorious among other clans and then collect taxes in the cryptocurrency MCRT. So very competitive gameplay. Each character has different traits, items, weapons, armor, spells, magic, scrolls, clothes, attacks, and poses. You can collect these characters as you level up in the game. You're free to trade these collectibles in the NFT Marketplace as well in exchange for MCRT. The world of magic waits for you, and you're welcome to enter this world on free-to-play play-to-earn model. So it's also free to play in that sense that you don't need to actually purchase the game. Now, most of the times it does mean that you need some form of tokens to get started and all that, but as we can see, these tokens are not very expensive, so it's not that big a deal. So free to play, that's good. Increases the player base usually by quite a lot. We see here the vision of Magiccraft, a virtual world where players can build, own, and monetize their gaming experience on the Binance Smart Chain with gaming, the NFT Marketplace, and staking. Now, see here, gaming, this involves players engaging with the virtual world of magic. Yeah. So again, we also have an NFT marketplace. Now that is of course a very basic part of any play to earn a model, right? You will also be able to collect NFTs, and I am actually dying to see some of these NFTs. So I hope that they put it down in the white paper as well. Here the mission. Look at this. Now this is good, right? They understand that games, you can do all sorts of marketing and marketing works, but what is the best marketing with gaming? Other people playing the game. And that is what you will get with this KOL marketing, right? Key opinion leaders playing this game and encouraging the audience like, hey, it's free, play it as well. And these people will play it and tell their friends, and it's the best marketing strategy. I mean, just look at League of Legends. How often have you actually seen an ad? Like, it happens, don't get me wrong, they advertise, but how did you learn of the game? Either someone told you, hey, this game is amazing, or you found it somewhere over on Twitch or YouTube. Let's face it, that's how you find those games. So they have the right elements, but they also have the right understanding of how do games get found, how do they get big, how do we promote it? And that is going to be with this, streaming. Right? Stream games directly on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, etc., and getting paid for the same in crypto tokens. So encouraging players to stream and having a strong influencer base is going to set them up for a very good marketing campaign. And I like that. And they even put it in their mission. So that is really, really great. So let's move over to the Metaverse and see what information we have over there. Metaverse is a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social media connection. The MagicCraft.io Metaverse brings to life a virtual world that combines gaming, blockchain, and NFTs to create a medium that connects gamers, streamers, digital asset owners, and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. All the above sections of users can engage with this all-encompassing blockchain ecosystem, fulfill their interest, and earn money for their efforts. We advise this world to consist of 3 major parts: the gaming virtual world, the NFT marketplace, and staking. Now, it is very ambitious. I mean, I always say this with games like this, they want to combine a lot of communities into one platform, right? You have your traditional investors, most of which are watching this video right now. You have your casual NFT traders / holders. A lot of those might be watching this as well. Then you have your traditional gamers, and then you have your blockchain gamers. And those are 4 completely different communities. And what they're attempting is to put these all together in one room and make them get along. And that's very difficult, right? The casual gamers, they require a higher standard of, game in general. But to digress, right, they're not really focusing on those casual gamers, right? You can tell that they put a little bit of effort to try and get some of them into the game, but most of their focus is for those crypto blockchain gamers. Now, it's smart because you cannot make happy 4 different groups. So 3 different groups will do, right? You have the blockchain gamers, you have the investors, and you have the NFT collectors. Now, I think that all 3 of those type of people can be very happy within MagicCraft because they have shown to deliver something for all 3 people that is interesting. So casual gamers, not so much. The other 3, yes, and that is plenty to get a very successful, promising project. Now, then here we have the user journey map, free to play by MCRT with USD. New users and players will need to create an account before entering the virtual world. Once they do so, they will be provided with 2 options, free heroes and epic / premium heroes. Okay, so that is what I talked about with that it's probably not 100% free to play. There goes my screen. It kind of is, right? It is completely free to play, but you do have an option to get a premium hero as well. If a user is a gaming enthusiast, then they can choose this option. MagicCraft.io will provide the user with free heroes with varying powers, abilities, and levels. Once the player gets their hands on free heroes, they can indulge in quests and battles. As each quest is complete and battles are won, the player will earn MCRT and MCRT. And MCRT is the native cryptocurrency of the game and will enable the player to buy, sell, trade, and interact with the game in numerous ways. Now, I don't really like the format of this white paper. I prefer PDF. It's just a bit easier to read, and on top of that, they use a very difficult language. Now, again, before you're wondering, okay, why the hell should I care about that, right? The most important thing about a white paper is that it is accessible for everyone to read it. You don't want people to read it and just drop it and be like, oh, I don't understand. So that is definitely something that they should work on. Is it a game breaker? No, of course not. I mean, it doesn't matter that much. It's just a little thing. Overall, though, the white paper is looking good, not too much tax, not too little tax. And the game itself, we've seen it all before. They're not revolutionary ideas, but they are, competitive competitizing, is that even a word, right? They're making what already exists more competitive, and that is unique. Now here we see the MCRT rewards. Users may choose a period of time that they want their tokens to be staked. It ranges from 30 to 5 years. Okay, so it's very interesting that they even give their player base the option to stake for 5 years, right? Hopefully you guys already understand this, but you should never stake for 5 years in crypto, because 5 years is a very long time, but in crypto 5 years is easily 50 years. So the odds that this game is still here is just phenomenally small. So never stake for 5 years, right? Some people get like dragged away by just the amount of rewards you will get for 5 years, but trust me, it's not worth it. And the fact that MagicCraft even gives the option is kind of cheeky. It's kind of cheeky. Yeah, I mean, a lot of projects do it, but don't do it, guys. Don't do it. And the same I can say for 30 days. 30 days is very little. You usually don't get any rewards. Go somewhere in the middle of this, right? I usually don't go much further than 180 days. Again, this is not financial advice, but that's just my personal opinion, really. Now here we have all of the durations with the yield, as you can see here. Sorry, the bonus. We can see here, 30 days doesn't give anything. 5 years gives only 500%, which is not even that much. So yeah. Here we have NFT rewards. Users may choose a period of time that they want their tokens to be staked. It ranges from 180 to 5 years. Each period includes a certain type of in-game NFT as a reward, and the minimum of MCRT tokens to be staked, they are as followed. So here you have the duration, the NFT, and the MCRT required. All kind of basic. Here they have the calculations. They are supposed to put that in. That is mandatory, so that's why it's there. Now, here we have the storyline. Again, it's very long. From what I've heard, it kind of, feels like World of Warcraft type, and it's good. I mean, the thing is, lore is very important, right? But not for an investor, right? For an investor, that's why we're going to skip it. That's why I don't think it should be in the white paper. Personally, it should be on the website. Lore is very important to give the game some depth, and there's a lot of gamers that really, really appreciate lore. And even in the blockchain, people love lore, but for an investor, it is just not important. So I will give you a recap, because of course I went through the whole damn thing for you guys. That's how much I care about you. I can tell you the lore is fine, right? I've reviewed so much game lore in my life. I mean, it's fine. I've definitely seen worse. It's not state of the art or anything like that. It's quite basic, right? You have your magic, your magic stuff and wands, and then the two sides came to blow and blah blah blah. You have it all. It's quite basic, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Then we have clan wars. This is another, right? This is what they've done, right? I'm telling you, this is what they did, and I've never seen any other review talk about this before. But they really did grab all of these mainstream just things that work. Now, you might not be a gamer, so I'll explain to you, right? I talked before about how the game looks like League of Legends, but they grabbed clans basically from Clash of Clans and blah blah blah, right? They did all of these big elements that do very well, and well, I talked about it before. Now they have another thing that just works in traditional gaming very well, and that's clan wars, right? From Clash of Clans and from Clash Royale, and it became a whole concept. So there's yet another thing they just grabbed, right? I'm not surprised if they're going to grab like a battle royale in a bit as well, right? Those are the things that work, right? They've said World of Warcraft as well, right? They have compared themselves with World of Warcraft because they know it works and because they know it's popular. So they're doing all of these things, just combining everything into one and making it one, hopefully pearl. And thus far it's working out. Now, how does that Clash Wars actually work? While battles and quests will be a regular part of the game that players can indulge in to climb up the leaderboard, there are going to be other appeal to the game as well. And one of those is clan wars, castle wars. Every week, you'll get a chance to form clans with other players online. These clans should ideally be a perfect balance between defensive and offensive heroes. You can also have good blend premium heroes, free heroes, and choose different kinds of weapons. These weapons will be good for varying traits. The higher the rarity, the better the chances of you winning the war. So it's exactly how other clan wars have been done in the past. And then here we have the text mechanic model. In the MagicCraft world, there are powerful castles built by the elders. You need to show your valor and fight with other players for the ownership of the castles, emerge victorious, and collect taxes. So this is actually something that has been grabbed from New World, right? So again, they keep on grabbing from other games, and I like it. I think it's smart. They just grabbed everything that worked in the past. So if you guys don't know, New World, a very big game created by Amazon, and they for the most part introduced, or at least mainstreamed, the idea of conquering a piece of land and then taxing it in a game. And I know it's not just New World that did this. There's been other games before, and MagicCraft thought, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do that as well. And again, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I already did, but it's smart. I mean, it's smart. They grab all of these elements that work, and they leave out all the elements that didn't work. I mean, New World had so many elements that just flopped at launch, and they didn't. I didn't read any of those mechanics, right? They left that out. They're not making it too ambitious, but they're not making it too small either. They're grabbing everything that works. They're leaving out the things that didn't work. They make it so that it is interesting for investors, NFT collectors, and to blockchain gamers. And on top of that, they also make it appeal at least a little bit to the casual gamer. So thus far, I really like what they're doing. Now, here we have the heroes and all that. In my opinion, not very interesting, right? Again, we have here, it's loading very slowly, but we have here the heroes and the utility and all that. I think I know enough about the game, and I'm not going to bore you guys with any more information and details about the game. I feel like we have a good understanding of what it is. Now, what I'm mostly interested in will be the roadmap and all that. So let's move into that, and then we get into the price prediction. So we got a roadmap here looking pretty good. I feel like the images are a bit small. Okay, it looks pretty nice anyways. So what they did, and I really like this, they put quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and then just 21, 22, 23. Thank you. Oh my god, the amount of times that I've been seeing these disgusting looking roadmaps, or these outdated roadmaps, or just quarter 1, quarter 2, and then I'm like, from what year? So good format. Thank you. Very nice. I'm loving it. So they started in 2021 quarter 3. So this is still very, very new, right? Also right now, we are only 1 year from the start of this development process, right? Because we're right now in 2022 quarter 3. And as we can see here, they started quarter 3 with private and public seed rounds. Those already happened. Then we have the token smart contract, listing on CoinMarketCap, pre-sale on the IDO. Then here we have the first character sneak peeks, tokenomics, game development begins. So they started with just boom, private rounds, public rounds, got it over with. And then they went into the actual development, right? The tokenomics and all that. Then in 2021, quarter 1, they went into the NFT and the Heroes, the previewing the maps, listing of the CX, and the game development updates finally started in 2022. Quarter 2, establishing key partnerships, staking launch, 10,000 NFTs Genesis collection, NFT Marketplace launch. Now in quarter 3, that was this quarter, they really doubled down on the actual game. So we had the gameplay trailer, the guild system development, expanding the world, private beta launch, MVP game launch, economic activation. Then next quarter will be the public beta launch, castle siege system, and then 2023 taxation and economy system full game launch will be in 2023. Adoption to PC raid system, quarter 2. Quarter 3 will be the first tournaments with prizes, and quarter 4 will be coming soon. So, we've seen, the prizes, the IDOs have already happened, right? So what we're mostly interested in is what is the prize going to do, right? We've established what the project is and that we like it. Now, let's take a look at how the TGE went and what my personal price predictions are, as that is the only thing that still really matters right now. So looking at the token, we can see that it is currently going for 1 cent, almost 2 cents. And the CoinMarketCap sentiment is incredibly bullish, right? Apart from a couple of bearish sentiments here and there, people are bullish. So what is next for the project, right? What is going to happen next? What we can see here is at the TGE, there was a massive, massive pump, and the volume went up to 26 million. it was massive, right? There's no way around it. An absolutely super successful TGE. I mean, let's take a look at CryptoRank here, right? It did a 3.2x on the IDO here. And for the private round, it did a 388x, right? So we are seeing these massive returns. Very, very solid launch, right? Here we have the tokenomics. Public sale was 5% only. Hey, let's look at that. The private sale is not on here. We'll get back to this in just a tiny bit. Can we find the private sale anywhere? They must have the tokenomics on here as well. Yes, they do. Okay, let's take a look at this. Public sale is only 3.3 actually. Private sale was 5%. Okay, so this was 5%. Gotcha. Let's see, eco growth 34, advisor 6, team 22, staking issuance 12, and liquidity at 6. Okay, gotcha. So this was all quite small rounds overall. They did their launch on Phantom Starter, at least their public sale. The public sale only raised 150k. Here they raised 4 million. Now 4 million is certainly a big amount, right? With that, you can absolutely develop the game for a year or two to come with the current prices and all that. So that is a good raise overall, and of course amazing returns from both the public as well as the private round. Now again, the amazing TGE compared with the project being as good as it is and the bullish sentiment, we can already assume that the price is going to do quite well. But what we see here, right, is that the price kind of just dropped down and stayed down, and it kept going down. This is very bad, right? Great TGE, great promising project, but then it goes down. Why does that happen? Well, I think a lot of that has to do as well with what we saw on the roadmap, right? We have the TGE, but when the TGE happened, there was no game yet, right? They first did the launch, and then they started releasing trailers and games and stuff like that. The launch hasn't even happened yet. So the token is pretty much worthless, right? So what do people do? Most people, they get their tokens, TGE comes around, TGE pumps, so they dump their tokens. People dump their tokens and nothing much happens with it after that, right? So the price stays down. Now, lately, price has been pumping. Now, why is that happening? Number of reasons. We'll get into that in a bit. One of the reasons, certainly, is because launch is inching closer. We're getting more sneak peeks, more updates, and the actual launch date isn't that far away anymore. People are getting hyped again. People are, starting to value the token again, and they understand that very soon there's going to be another pump likely. Why is that? Because the game is going to come out, right? The utility is about to arrive, and when it does, there's going to be another spike. Right? We can see here overall when the price was flatlined, the volume was incredibly low, right? It was below 1 million, 300k. But we see here the volume is already risen to around 4 million in the past couple weeks. Traction is picking up again, right? Volume is increasing, the price is increasing, and we see this here, but on the overall scale, it is nothing compared to the TGE. So the real question is it going to get back to its former glory? Is it going to return to that all-time high that we saw at its TGE? Want to hear my personal prediction? I think it is totally possible. This is what the token reached when there was not even a game yet to be played, when the token had virtually no utility. So now we already see a pump. I mean, the token still has barely any utility, and we already see this pump. So what is going to happen when the game actually is there, right? When people start playing, when people start buying these heroes, using the token, what is going to happen when the competitive tournaments are going to start getting launched, right? What is going to happen when the markets gets more bullish instead of as bearish as it is right now? What is going to happen to the price? It's going to go up, right? It's inevitable. And we already had a little bit of sneak peek here, right? I don't think it's going to go down from here unless the project does something weird. But we already established by looking at the white paper and the project that it looks pretty good and that the odds of that are quite low. So what is my overall takeaway? That this price has a lot of potential. We're not done though yet, because as we can see here, the let's see over here at the overview, I want to show you guys the market cap. We see here that the market cap is at around 3 million. And 1 year ago at 2021, that was at around 1 million. So 1 million is very small. 3 million is still quite small overall, right? And we already saw that from 1 year ago, big returns were made, right? And the market cap increased by a lot, but it's still small. So there's still plenty of potential there. The same can be said about basically everything else, right? In every stat, we can see that there is still a lot of potential and that the true value of the token has yet to be seen. It's not just the TGE. That was just a sneak peek of the potential of the token. So it's gonna go up again, right? That's inevitable. Looking at the holders, we can see that there's currently 209 of those and around 1,300 transfers. Now, all of these transfers are happening to contracts, and the holders, after it's finally done loading, of course, for some reason that page didn't load, so we're not able to look at that. But again, overall, what is our personal price prediction here? I think that MagicCraft has a lot more potential in it, and when the utility arrives, the price will go up. And I think that around when the price is going to start going up, I think the market will have also eased up a little bit. Now, that is completely speculation, and it's also a completely different topic. But I think personally, and I've said it before, that the market is going towards a better place. And when we look at 2023, I think we'll be in that slightly better place of the market, when that's also the point when the utility is going to come. So I think there's going to be a twofold reason, right? Three actually. First is the hype. Second is the market being in a better situation. And the third is the utility and the updates and the hype. They're going to come crashing in, and we're going to see, hopefully TGE times highs. But if not, at least the token is going to get a pump. And I'm fairly confident in that as well. So we'll see how that goes. Looking at the current Twitter, however, it is clear that the team is still very active. They're posting, they are retweeting, they are interacting with their community, and the community is interacting back with them, right? They tweet here, MCRT is still coming first for hashtag Metaverse projects for the last 7-day volume. Look at that. They're number one over there. And we can see here over on Twitter, people are bullish, right? Overall, we do see some people saying like it's a pump and dump and all that, but I didn't see any reasons or any red flags indicating that it is. It could always be, right? We're talking about crypto. It could always be, but I didn't see any clear red flags that it might be. Now, overall, right, they have an insane amount of interaction on their tweets, to the point where I don't usually see that much. So that's a very good, very bullish Twitter with 94,000 followers. They also do have a Instagram. I have to allow cookies real quick. There we go. It has 14K followers, which is actually a lot. Usually projects don't have an Instagram. They do. Very good looking. And of course, they also have a Medium with 7.3 thousand followers. Also here, they're still active. They posted 2 articles on August 11th, using Trust Wallet on PancakeSwap to buy MCRT, and using MetaMask on PancakeSwap to buy MCRT. So updates, tutorials, and everything you want from a Medium. I read through a couple of these articles. They look good, high quality articles. So the Medium, Twitter, and Instagram are looking just fine by me. So you guys, that was MagicCraft in a whole. We did a complete review of the white paper and the project. We looked at the price and my personal price prediction. As you can tell, I'm quite bullish. I think the price is going to go up a lot in the near future. And I also think that this is a good project and a good game. Now, again, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident in my assessment. Now, if you guys have a different opinion or want to discuss it with me in the comments, please make sure to do so. You can also join the Discord. We are 5,000 members strong. We'd love to have you, and there we can discuss it further as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.